Mystic Reader's Reviews. The Ricotta, Wells Pasolini. The legendary Wells is relaxing on a director's chair. Shortly after, he will be interviewed by him, the great Pasolini. He paused and then he reads a passage of Pasolini from Mamma Roma. He had been hired by Pasolini himself to turn the average meter. Why do we talk about it? Because La Ricotta has sent shivers down our spines. The two great artists anticipate the decay, already at an advanced stage of socio-cultural Italian desolation. They had seen right, both of them, prophesying a progressive degradation, fast and relentless in our society. Pasolini the heretic, the cricket speaker, the interpreter ill-approved of the proletariat. Pasolini condemns fascists, communists and criticizes students who played a part in the revolution on the barricades. Pasolini, who attacks the stupidity and ignorance and who remains unheard, who becomes an inconvenient voice and the conscience of a blind socio-cultural malaise. Pasolini regards the television as a tool of oppression, devastating psychological and cultural approval. All dramatically true, everything like a script. The real weapon of the new power is subtle and shapes entire generations, dispensing illusions, banality and anesthesia. Will the new policy succeed where fascism had failed? Of course it will succeed. The results are there for all to see, and called the first loss of identity and its own origins, massification, the termination of any link with its past, a rapid and unconscious genetic mutation that leads rapidly to nothing governable. Every cultural heritage will be broken and eventually banned, and we will deal with immigration, mistaking it for the only real problem in this new millennium. Orson Welles got that. The mythical Othello, director of himself in that memorable interpretation, insults the Italian bourgeoisie, which he defines as ignorant, a scale against the media and against their masters. Among the two was born a curious relationship that the photographs documented in a unique way. What do you want to express with this new work? Pasolini will tell Orson Welles. My deep, archaic Catholicism. What do you think of Italian society? The people most illiterate, ignorant bourgeoisie, most of Europe. What do you think of death? As a Marxist, is that it does not take into account. We wonder what had really understood Orson Welles in those lines. The director, Orson Welles, after reading a poem by Pasolini, I am a force of the past, taking in our hands the book Mamma Roma, says the journalist finally, while the latter laughs. You did not understand anything because you are a man rating. An average man is a monster, a dangerous criminal, conformist, racist, slave. She does not exist. The capital does not consider the existing labor if it serves production, and the producer of my film is also the owner of his newspaper. Goodbye. In a written brief of 1961, finally, Pasolini thus expressed, nothing ever dies in life, everything survives. We, together, we live and survive. So every culture has always interwoven with survival. In the events that we are now looking into, Ricotta, what survives are those famous 2,000 years of imitatio Christi, that religious irrationalism. They have no sense, they belong to another world. They are denied, refused, outdated and yet survive. They are historically dead, but humanly live up there. I think it is naive, superficial, biased or denying to ignore their existence. I, for me, am anti-clerical. I'm not afraid to say so, but I know that in me there are 2,000 years of Christianity. I, with my ancestors, I built the Romanesque churches, and then the Gothic churches, and then the Baroque churches. They are my heritage, in content and in style. I would be crazy if I'd forsake this powerful force which is in me, if I'd leave the monopoly of good to priests. Angela Molteni, by Mystic Reader. Quotes from Pasolini: Chronicle, Judico, Persecution, Death, Garzanti, Milan. And today, it right, it left, it bourgeoisie, it outerpieces, it powers unmarked or seminarians, holding the monopoly of good. Politics, advertising, junk, and arrogance go hand in hand. Politicians, corrupt and corrupt, tissues and night owls, money grabbing in the company of breasts, smiles, shaving foam and medicines to defecate better. And the intellectuals? and the directors, and the great poets and artists like Wells and Pasolini. We only hope that nobody ventures to raise his hand saying, "Present, I do exist. Nothingness and the darkness of intelligence require a minimum of respect. However, if there is someone, please do knock on our door." Black Mamba by Mr. Creeder.